is the Adventures in Bookland group.
Started
That's
again
the name
from the
of
top.
our group. Oh, I was supposed to be the second
Just
part. Hi guys! This
So
is Adventures in
today
Bookland.
at 8 p.m. we are going
IG
to have
Live.
our IG live.
Yeah,
But please help us. Come on,
Yeah.
come all. Our handle is advent.justbookland. So please someone come.
We hope to see you there. We hope to see you there.
Just in case
At
you can't
8.
see me because of my glasses, I'm blinking twice because this is a hosted situation.
Our event is tomorrow. Just enjoying myself before you all join. Have some glass of water over here. Wow. Wow. I don't understand, guys. Anyway. So hi. I can see so Ochieng has joined us. Ray has joined us. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I was just drinking some water before you guys join. Kama sisikiki vizuri mnaweza andika hapo sikiki vizuri. Hi Doreen, yo. Hi Nicole. Thank you so much guys for joining. Thank you for joining. This is Adventures in Bookland. We're waiting for more people to join so that we start this live. I'm so excited. So excited. Let me tell you guys, this is hard. This is a task. Hi Doreen, thank you. Thank you for the response. Makes me feel like I'm not alone. We're waiting for more people to join so that we introduce what Adventures in Bookland is all about, what we're doing, what we're here to talk about today. Obviously relating to reading, as is suggested by the name Adventures in Bookland, book. Or maybe you came here thinking we're booking hotels. Woo! My pants, you can just give me like a wave if you just feel like my pants are touching your soul, the soles of your feet or the soles of your heart, whichever. But as I was saying, we're going to talk about books, and we're going to talk about our reading culture, and this Adventures in Bookland, which is a book club, sort of. It's going to be an online book club, but for now, we're just doing online discussions about what's happening to our reading culture and what's becoming of us as millennials. Are we slowly just throwing that away, the idea of reading books that are not school books, or reading anything else that's not school related, I can see Doreen has written not hostels. Yeah, we're here to talk about books and not booking hostels. That's funny. If you're not laughing where you are, check your sense of humor. As we wait, we can just write. You can write here down. What book are you currently reading? What book are you currently reading? Write down here. As I think if I should share the books I'm currently reading. So if you're not reading any books, just write, I'm not booked. And I'm not booked. Okay? If you're not reading any books, just write not booked. If you're reading a book, tell us which book has kept you booked. Hey! Spoken word artist in the making, guys. I think I'm in the wrong career. Don't you think? So tell me, no book of Sabibo. Okay, I'm a bit lost. So is the book called No Book of Sabibo? Is it like Book of Sabibo? I'm a bit lost. The pants are taking me out. Thank you, Doreen. They're touching your heart. My pants. I should have carried an actual pan. Anyway, some other day. The Alchemist. Thank you so much, Nina. I like that book too. I've gone through it. Don't look at me weirdly. It's by I don't know how to say that name. Paulo Coelho. Paulo Coelho. I hope I've not butchered that name. But thank you. Please keep telling me what book you're reading. Just write it down here. If anyone wants to join this live, we can start a live with you when you join this live. Anyway, if you want to join this live and tell me more about the book you're reading, please feel free to request to join. Ronald is reading I Married You. This is love, this is love, this is love. Lucky you. Lucky you have love. The Merchant of Venice. Oh, classic. That's a classic. I think there are people who long time ago did that as a set book. And while we are on it, did you guys actually finish reading your set books while you're in school? I feel like I skipped some pages. I honestly feel like I never finished reading those books, especially because I did like Mr. Hikimea. I feel like I never finished. Wathiomo, thank you so much for joining us. I am waiting for you to request to join soon. Living on the Fault Line, Managing for Shareholder Value in the Age of the Internet by Geoffrey A. Moore. Guys, there's some people who are reading serious things. Well, some of us are busy not being booked. There's someone reading about shareholder value. Excuse me, please write your age, because I can't. All the Bright Places. Oh, Doreen, such a bright soul. Wow. Thank you so much. I can see an amateur still figuring it out joined us. Ray is saying, yes, some of us were privileged to finish. You actually finished those books? Am I the only one who didn't finish? Like, I feel like even the source, like, I skipped the last pages because it's like, I felt like it was a must. Like, I was being forced to read those books. I read Damunyeusi though. I don't know. Andrew Mwema is reading Lucy's Monster. Sounds scary. Andrew, do you want to tell me what it's about? That sounds so scary, but thank you. Thank you so much. Somebody else, what you're reading, what you're all about. How has this COVID been taking you? Has it improved your reading? Has it not improved them? Abby says she finished all of them as well. Okay, clearly, I'm the one with the problem. I get it. But please continue to tell me what book you're reading. Andrew is laughing. I've just asked Andrew what the book is about. Like, I just want to know. It's going to scare me. You're just like, I want this young girl to sleep in peace. Okay, thank you. Hapa ndio unajua kusoma ni shida. Haikuwa about kusoma. Ilikuwa about kuwa forced kusoma hizo vitabu. Anyway, I'm still hoping someone is requesting to join so that we can have this discussion. This discussion. If you're going to diss someone, it's a discussion. I hope someone is writing down my pants. And TV needs to hire me at this rate. Because if you're having, I repeat that. I know you want to hear it again. If you diss someone, it's a discussion. Tell me about it. The Swahili set books I was reading through Bluetooth. First of all, let's start. Wathiomo, you are reading Swahili set books through Bluetooth. What school was this? Where you had a phone? Ebu just write so that your lecturers who are here can see. Please, just write. And as we wait for these people to give us answers, I'm going to have Evie on this. We're going to have Evie on this live. She's our first guest on this live to tell us about her experience with reading. Hi Yvonne.
Hi. How are you?
Hi, it's so nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
It's so nice. So you can tell us in one sentence, something about you in one sentence.
My name is Yvonne Mina, and I'm an author of a mental health book. A mental health book, and it's
awful. These are my friends, guys.
And it's called Coffee and Cigarettes. Yeah.
Coffee and Cigarettes.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, okay. Could you tell us like when you started writing?
It was just the basic compositions. The primary school, pale Nyeri Good Shepherd, and I remember besides having compositions, flex on us, Yvonne. Besides having compositions, I had this book. Unajua kama vile tukiwa primary school tulikuwa na music book. Sasa mimi nilikuwa na
Yeah.
book ya plays. Yeah. I had a book for plays. So during my free time, I'd like make up my own stories and get lost in that world. Yeah, basically. And it went on into high school. I was one of the best composition writers. It would get read in front of the class, and I still had now A4 books that I'd still write other stories that weren't school-based. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. While I was playing, some people are busy building careers in school, guys. Let me just take a moment to think about my life. But honestly, I think what I was doing in school mostly for me was like, I used to go to the kitchen and like just like take some time to look at like the cooking utensils. And one particular one struck for me, like it was a pan. And I remember at that time it was an enlightenment moment, and I looked at that pan and I thought, this is my life. It's going to be about pans. But you know, it's just it's nice to hear you. So you can tell us what has been your experience as an author, like writing a book. How has that been for you? Was it hard to like start writing a book? Or how did you think about like moving from, you say plays, so moving from plays to now books?
I started writing my book in 2017. Yeah, I started writing my book in 2017. And it was, when it comes to me as a creative, I usually get visions. I don't know if there's a creative in the audience who can understand how that is like, but I used to get visions of a storyline, and it can even be a dream. So when I will get that, I just, when it hits, it hits. Like hata kama nilikuwa naosha vyombo, I will just stop everything I'm doing and just write. So for the writing part and creating the story itself, it was easy. But when it comes to the emotion that comes with writing the story itself, it can take a lot from you. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So it can be very draining, yes, and it can be very freeing at the same time. So yeah, that was my experience.
Okay.
I think I wrote that book for 10 months. Yeah.
Okay. And what governed like the topic? Like what made you choose this is what I'm going to be writing about and not something else? Like the topic you chose, like this is the route I'm going to take about. Like to take, like not doing fairy tales, you know, because you know, with like why not write fairy tales? Like what made you choose? Yeah.
Well, I feel like as a creative, if you're creating art, because writing is part of art, if you're creating art,
Yeah.
then as a creative, the art has to serve your needs first before you think of other people's needs. So during that time in 2017, I remember I was going through a lot, and I felt like writing was an escape for me. And since I could do it, I could express myself better through writing. That's what I did. I talked about mental health because I was not in the best mental space. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think that's all, Yvonne. And do you think like the books you read, do they affect what you write?
Yes. Most of my writing was also influenced by other books I'd read before. For example, Was Justice by Philip Magolin, as well as film. I have been inspired by film a lot. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Would you tell us where can we find your book, or where can you find some of your writings if someone wants to access them?
If you would like to access my book, you can just DM me. You can just DM me
Yeah.
on my IG page at EV__XO, or on Twitter at EV_XO. Just give me a DM. The book is 500 bob, so you can send a 500 bob to my personal number, and and then you send me your email and I'll send it there. It's that simple.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, Yvonne.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Okay. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
So that was Yvonne, who has written a book. She's really young, by the way, just in case you're wondering. She's so young. And I can't believe she's done so much already, and talking about mental health and writing a book about it in an age where people really don't want to talk about these things in depth, especially if they've gone through some things. But yeah, so we are really inspired, Yvonne. Thank you so much for sharing. So please feel free to request to join if you want to tell us about your experience with writing. If you've just joined us, please write down here, upper chini, the book you're currently reading, and tell us a bit about what it's about. Hey, my rhymes. Woo! A bit about what it's about. Meskia a British accent, a bit about what it's about. This is how careers start, by the way, guys. You just see me on the screens in Britain and you're like, how? How did she get that? This is how. I'm kidding, by the way. Please tell me what book you're currently reading. Tell me anything you've picked from what Yvonne has said, anything that will help you if you want to write a book. And let's just talk about it now. So, do you think this reading culture among millennials is going away, like it's evading? Nasikia watu wakisema rudisha Yvonne. By the way, guys, you need to start loving me because I'm what you have. This is what you're getting. I'll get specs so that at least, I start looking like Habib. But, that's as far as I can go. That's as far as I can go. So please, write down here the book you're reading. Tell us what it's about. Tell us, are you reading a book actually, or you're not just reading anything? You could just not be reading anything. Tell me what you got from what Yvonne said. Tell me what she said that inspired you. Continue to talk to me. Continue to talk to me. No, I'm talking about Shiro Nalenga. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. Tell me what book you're reading. Thank you for the people who are still joining us. I see you over there. Tell me, are you reading any book? Are you currently reading any book? I'm waiting for people to tell me about books. No, natu akisema Yvonne arudishwe. Hashtag Jumi wa Yvonne. I don't understand. These people are so unprofessional. Guys, I love you so much. Wow. I'm reading you, my open book. Wow. Thank you so much for the people who are still joining. Thank you so much. No, nothing as Mala. What's going on? Tell me, what book are you currently reading? Has your reading been affected by this COVID period? I know for some people, the reading has gone up, while for some people it's gone down. So just tell me, during this COVID period, has your reading improved, or has your reading gone down? And do you think us as millennials, our reading culture is fading away? What do you think about it? What do you think? Do you think we're okay? Are we okay with Pinterest quotes? Are we okay with that? We just, reading? Actually, I realized one thing. I realized most of us, so-called millennials, post quotes from books, but we actually have not read those books. Isn't it sad? The monk who sold his Ferrari. Oh, sorry, serious books. Serious. My reading has improved. Thank you, Doreen, for answering. Your reading has improved during the COVID period. What have you been reading? What have you been reading during the COVID period? Hello, Ray.
Hello.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe you can tell us in one sentence something about yourself, anything interesting about yourself in one statement to just introduce you.
Yeah, I'm also a great friend to Yvonne. Shout out to Yvonne. She has a
Uh-huh.
book on her platform, so you can just shout out her book. And we want her back.
You want her
Yes,
back?
all of us.
We'll have her back. But let me ask you a few questions before we have Yvonne back.
Yes.
Um, do you personally read books that are not for school?
Yes, I do.
And then what kinds of books do you read?
I read philosophical books, books about life, religion, fiction, music, basically any topic that goes with what I like, but not just yeah.
Okay. And what has made you like read more? Is it like just something you were born with, like I wanted to read? Are there people in your life who've pushed you to like read books? Or how does it happen?
It was from the desire to want to know more.
To consume more information.
Yeah.
And what would your advice be to people who are content like consuming information from like quotes, Pinterest, like I don't have to go deeper, I don't have to read books.
Quotes won't give you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Quotes won't give you everything you need to know. And then some quotes might be not necessarily what they won't give you like 100% of the things you want to know about. Like books give you information in a whole spectrum, but quotes it's just that's just bits and bits of what you need to know. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
Oh, I'm seeing
Okay.
my sister. I'm just still figuring it out. That's my sister.
Oh, hi, sister. Nice to have you here. She's asking which book are you reading now?
Which book am I? I'm reading school books. I took a break a bit.
And during this COVID time, which kind of books have you been reading?
I've been reading books about the history of the church. I've been reading books about philosophy. I've been reading books about civilization. I've been reading books about music.
Okay. And what makes you choose like the topics like this? Is it just interest or is it like something that would help you in the work sphere? Because I know some people read about like business because they want to start a business. So what governs like your choice of what kind of books to read?
First, it's curiosity, but then secondly, it's interest because there's some things in life I'd want to know about, but you won't get all of it from the internet because at times the internet is misleading. So I'd rather go to a book that has delved into that topic more deeply than just going to look at it from some articles, because articles are from people's perspectives, but I feel like books offer more in-depth research and compilation of what somebody has gathered from that topic.
Okay. I'm seeing someone has said you're reading My Life in Crime. Do you want this? Yeah, anasema Ray anasoma My Life in Crime by John Kiriamiti. Reading unasoma My Life in Crime by John Kiriamiti.
Huyo ni mimi, labda wanaongea ni mimi.
Anyway, okay. Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you for having me, and bring Yvonne back.
Thank
Operation Yvonne.
Operation Yvonne.
What Yvonne's roommate?
We're going to bring her back after a while. Tomorrow.
Good night.
In our event tomorrow. Good night, guys.
Hiyo roommate wa Yvonne alikuwa. Good night.
Good night. So you can continue to tell me. Thank you you for these people who are joining right now. Kithome, Vitho, I formed a book club during the COVID-19 period. We've read many books, then analyzed them. We normally do it on a weekly basis. Oh my God, I love this. So she formed a book club during the COVID-19 period. They've read many books and analyzed them. They normally do it on a weekly basis. Every week a book. And currently it's The Arrow of God by Chinua Achebe. I'd love to hear more about this. Please, please feel free, Vivian, to request to join this live. We'd love to hear from you. Like, that's all that this is actually about, promoting a reading culture among young people. And I think like the starting of a book club, that's great. I can't believe, like, I'm just amazed. I'm amazed. Amateur still figuring it out. Son of Patricia is a good one. The one that is reading. Thank you so much. Vivian, I want to hear more. If you want to join the book club, if you want to be part of a book club, please feel free. I can hear, I'm seeing someone who wants to join. Let's see, someone wants to join the live. Call me Miss Lulu. We're waiting for her to join. As we wait, please continue to tell me, has this COVID-19 period improved your reading? Or has it brought it down? Okay, she's left. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, guys. Continue to tell me. Oh, she's having network problems. Okay. Please tell me, has this COVID period improved your reading or has it brought it down? And the second question, what do you think has contributed to, like, young people not reading books a lot as compared to, you know, like, I'm sure, like, I don't know, most of us, the shelves that are at home that have books that are not school books are usually for your dad or for your mom. Because it's like, it's not someone who didn't even ask, isn't it like the young person in the house? Because it's like a notion that it's the young people who have books. It's the old people who have books, not the young people. So you tell me, you know, what do you think has made young people stop reading books? What do you think has made it, like, more repellent? Are people listening to audiobooks more? Someone is saying social media. What do you think about that? Someone is saying it has improved. Prince Okelo is saying it has improved my reading. Kate is saying my reading has definitely gone down. And that could be because of what Ocheng is saying about social media. So what do you think about that? Could it be that social media has made our reading go down? Because these days we're just scrolling through Twitter. Edgar? Checking out things, information about people's lives, not even about, you know, books. We're just, who did what, where? Is that what we have become about? Like, are we not consuming, like, I don't know. Ebu, tell me, what do you think is affecting our reading? Another person saying social media. But don't you think that people are actually reading online books more because of social media? Don't you? Don't you think? Anyway, somebody else is saying a low attention span. So maybe our generation has a low attention span. I was actually reading somewhere. Yeah, I had to flex that line that I'm actually reading. I was actually reading somewhere that because of, are they called ephemerals? The things, this is that you post something on Snapchat and it goes after 24 hours. We don't know how to stay with information for long. That's why even people who are influencers have to know how to keep your attention going for those few minutes on YouTube or those few minutes on Instagram or whatever. Because this generation doesn't know how to concentrate for long. So if you start putting a long caption, someone is just like, bro, what's that? Because we don't know how to read. We don't know how to read. So what do you think? Something else that causes hard copy books over soft copy books any day. Ray says he'd choose hard copy books over soft copy books any day. Is there someone else who's like that? I think I prefer soft copy. I actually read faster when I'm reading soft copy. I don't know. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Reen says, but Mimi hata long posts the social media, I find hard to read. I feel like that's actually a thing. Like, honestly, Like our attention span is so kidogo. Like someone puts for you like a long caption and you're just like, are you taking me back to school? Because for us, the only place for reading is school. Sad. Hi! I can't see Tony. I'm waiting for Tony. I can't see Tony vizuri.
Yo, I have bad internet.
Oh, but we can hear you very well.
What's happening, man?
What's popping? Tell us a bit about yourself in one sentence.
My name is Anthony, and I'm an African at heart.
You're an African at heart. Oh, umesikia vile watu wanajiintroduce out here. Kinare. Take some notes. Take some notes. Someone is saying we have Obino the blogger. I can see you. So Tony, you can tell us a bit about your experience with reading and writing, because I know you also write.
So, well, technically, writing for me is it's a hobby. You know, I've done it because I just wanted to, connect with my inner self, see what ideas I have, and then. But I think reading is just it's actually an honor. I mean, someone experiences life for maybe 8 years and they write a bio about the important lessons they learned, and you have an opportunity to learn what they learned throughout their entire span of life in maybe 3 days. So reading has been quite close to me. When I was back in high school, I think I read more material that was supposed to be outside material than school material. Yeah, but so I've written poems before, I've written blogs before, I tried a book, but then so that I just need to go and read about business and help people with a couple of things up and apale.
And what do you think is contributing to like young people not reading a lot these days?
I think it was J.K. Rowling who said that if you don't like reading, it's because you've not found the right book yet.
Pull up, selector. At what? Ebu, again.
So like J.K. Rowling said, if you don't like reading, it's because you haven't picked up the right book yet. So there are very many, diverse topics people write about, and technically you can't read everything and enjoy everything. So if there are books about cars, there are books about dancing, there are books about anything you could think about. Books about water. So if water is a cup of poison, you go look out for a book that's all about water. So technically, I think there is the culture, the reading culture has not like reduced. I think we actually read more than the baby boomers generations and the people who preceded them before. The reason as to why I say this is because right now you're reading this live feed. That counts as reading. You text a lot, maybe. You are on an average day, you are busy on people's status or on stories on IG. You are constantly reading, but not in the formal setting, So I just think just need to diverge some of that energy into now reading hard copy books. I'm also a fanatic for hard copy books because you get to interact with them. The smell of a book is quite soothing. You get to mark. You get to collect books, So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Maybe you can tell us a bit about what you write about personally and what has influenced what you write about.
So let me first of all begin by saying that seeing young people write about mental health is something close to my heart, particularly because I volunteer for an NGO called the Youth Cafe. And over the period of June, we did we joined hands with University of Sussex Brighton. Then we did something called Lockdown Live, and our second topic was about mental health. And people are saying that to create awareness about mental health, we need more young people to speak up about it, and create spaces that are safe for people to get help. So here, when I heard that Yvonne does writing, and she writes particularly about mental health, it's quite an interesting thing. So I'm going to personally buy and read that book with a very.
Thank you.
It sounds like a band, cigarettes and
coffee.
Sounds like a band.
Sounds like a band.
Coffee.
A rock band.
Guns and Roses,
Yeah.
but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So yeah, so I write a lot about democracy. So this has been influenced by what I read. So I read so much material on philosophy. So particularly, I am a big fan of Plato's. So his book, The Republic, The Apology, The Symposium, Allegory of the Caves, they sort of influence what I write about. And then technically, I also do read self-help books. So anything by Robert Greene, the writer, not the footballer. I've definitely set my eyes on his copies. So yeah, that's technically what I write about. What I read a lot is the weird books, the creation. Like there's a book that I'm about to start next week. It's called The Blue Ocean Strategy. So it's startups. It's all about business.
The Ocean Strategy.
Yeah. The Blue Ocean, the Blue Ocean Strategy.
Oh, finally we can see you. Wow, at the end, surely.
You're welcome. I grace you. It's like how the Queen does it, 2 minutes and she's back at her palace in Birmingham. So now, so I've read books by Stephen Hawking. The ones he talks about, the grand design.
I'm always like Hopkins. Yeah.
Hawking.
Oh, okay.
So like these guys present very good texts in terms of just understanding where you're coming from, understanding the theory of time, the brief history of time. It's interesting stuff, but you will never find me reading a romantic novel, a fictitious romantic novel. It's easier to knock me out using 2 pages of that than actually knocking me out in a real Bookland ring, So reading is like driving. There are people who prefer to drive manual cars. There are people who prefer to drive automatic cars. There are people who prefer sedans over 4 wheels. So it's technically the biases that with as kids that we've grown up with that technically influence what we read, and even the career paths that we have chosen. They really influence or the material you read. I mean, 2 years ago, I wasn't reading every morning when I wake up an article on Wall Street Journal or Bloomberg. But nowadays, because of what I do, I technically need to know this information, So yeah.
Okay.
Those are my 2 cents.
Thank you so much. It's been nice having you here, Tony. Thank you. Someone was asking about a link, like where can they get some of your blogs, like what you write?
I'll share them and then you'll share them with them.
Yeah. We'll put them on the page. Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wazi, cheers, man.
Any questions for Tony before he leaves? I can see people talking about your beard. Just wondering. I've been here for I don't know how long. People haven't talked about my appearance, so I'm offended, guys.
You look with the African, and also the necklace is doing a number on us.
Gone up. Thanks. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Are saying cheers, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Someone is asking, do you like Sydney Sheldon? Before you go,
do I like him?
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay, wow. Clearly, today my stereotypes are just being, because I thought that was a her. Anyway, Anywho. Okay, so that was Tony. Thank you so much, Tony, for joining us. Thank you. Nimeona watu wamekuwa wakicomment. I don't even know how far back to go. I liked a comment by Vivian that said, one of the reasons we are not reading is because in an effort to be trendy, we almost want to term books as outdated. That's why most youngins don't read. Oh, excuse me. Such big words, Vivian. Excuse me. Anyway, that is so true. I feel like in an effort to be trendy, we have termed books as outdated. And so many times even like sitting with a book looks so, what are you trying to prove? You know, why are you trying to be? Why are you trying to be? Anyway, please feel free to give me more answers. I'm trying to catch up with this these comments. There's so many. Thanks. Jamalizana, we love your earrings. Thank you so much. Mnaona Shiro Malizi, surely. Thank you very much. Martin Live, Shirona Fish for compliment. Excuse me. Tunataka Vivian. Vivian, people are saying they want you. I am Bossibori. I am Bossibori. If you're able to join this live, please request to join. I know she writes so well. She writes about an array of topics, so I think I would want to hear her talk about them. But thank you so much. I propose Vivian aongee about that. Yes, I would love for Vivian to talk, but she can, if she's not able to join us, you can just chat and tell us what you think, Vivian, about all this. I'm trying to go back a little. Someone was giving us an opinion about audiobooks. Akasema audiobooks zinafanyanga tu asikie kulala. What do you think? What do you think? Do audiobooks help you to read more? Ama pia wewe zinakufanyanga usikie tu kulala? What do you think? What do you think? Do audiobooks just make you feel like sleeping? It looks dope when you have a hard copy book in public, msee. Kimo is saying that. Do you guys think so? Do you guys think so? I feel like even when I have a hard copy in the mat, I'm very hesitant to bring it out because I don't want to look like that person. You know, I just don't want to. Or like when you're traveling, can you imagine you're traveling with a group of friends, young people, for a school trip, you bring out a book. It always looks like you just want to look like that person. You just want to take pictures with the book. Like it's like you're not reading. You're totally not reading. Anyway, so Kimo is saying it looks dope. Doreen is saying it's aesthetics too. I also think so. So many of us millennials are quick to take photos with books that we are not reading, that we don't know what it's about. We don't know anything. Audiobooks. What do you think about audiobooks? Rea anasema audiobooks Z. Kitome anasema audiobooks I will sleep. I like audiobooks, but okay, I think I also wouldn't want to hear them for a long time. It's like listening to someone whose tone is the same. Like, do you know those lecturers who speak and then their tone is like hivi, monotone? Is it called a monotone? Haipandi, haishuki, haina kiimbo. Unaona vile nimekumbuka vitu za high school. Kiimbo. Kupanda na kushuka kwa sauti. Props guys, mni clap hapo chini. Anyway, Kimo anatafuta market. Wow guys, hard copy books are very cool. Can you think so? Is it cool to look at or cool to read? What do you think? Tutadoze with audiobooks. Reading is not about being noticed. Audiobooks are the best lullaby. Wow guys. Hawa watu wenye invest in audiobooks wanafaa wawasikie. Talking about their business like this. We need who take pictures na hard books. I know she takes pictures with hard books, but I know she reads. Kisikiza audio utalala. Am I wrong? I'm waiting for someone else to join this live, the last person to join this live so that we can talk more about why people are not reading. Let me ask you guys, do you feel like our teachers and our lecturers, like since we were young, have contributed to this idea of making reading look so tiresome? Like they just make it look like such a job, you know? I feel like they just contribute to us not reading because the way they want us to read, they just make it look so, I don't want to do that, you know? I can see Vivian wanting to join. Let me go live with Vivian. I'm hoping she will be able to join us. I'm really hoping she'll be able to join us. Nina, do you read books or smell them? Wow, guys. Hi, Vivian.
Hey.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for inviting me, I think.
Thank you. You can tell us something about yourself in one statement before we start.
I am loud.
Wow.
Like something myself as in.
That's okay, by the way. It works. It works, kabisa.
What?
You can tell
what
us
work?
when the answer works. The answer is it works, kabisa.
Yeah. For myself, yes.
So when did you start writing?
I started writing like 3 months ago. 3 months ago.
Ah.
Or 4. Maybe 3.5.
That's when, like you said, writing officially.
Yeah.
Guys, I think
I
you
had
need to
never
see Vivian's writings to understand why I'm shocked, because she writes so well. I'm just
Thank you.
okay. You'd never written like on an official platform, or were you writing before, like, you know, posters, usi kojoe hapa, you know, were those the things you were writing before? Or like
No.
you weren't writing at all?
I wasn't writing at all because I speak more than I write. So I thought, see, just do like, okay, the course that I'm taking, I chose to do journalism because it involves a lot of speaking. Sindio, I didn't think of print or writing because it's a thing that most introverts do than extroverts. So I was like, I don't think it will suit me. I had never tried it until I did. Yeah.
Hey, there are people saying they blogs end, you end them so beautifully. Someone else is saying you write really well. Someone else is saying Opinionated is a blog. You could tell us about Opinionated. What is that about?
Oh, Opinionated, I chose the name because most of the time when I'm talking or when I'm saying something, I'm always giving my opinion about it. So about anything, it will still be my opinion on something. Most people usually tell me my blog is very self-centered. Most things I write are my experiences, what I've been through, right? But Sasa, I can't write someone else's story. This is my story. And for most authors, okay, if they're not like narrators or fiction writers, when they write, they tend to write about themselves. They might even give the character a different name, a different face, body, but it's still something they have been through. Hata kama ni kitu like moja ama mbili, you still have to pour yourself into it if you are the writer. For me, I think I pour myself so much into it. So Opinionated really is my opinion on so many things that I find disturbing or fun or nice. Yeah.
Okay. And has your does what you read affect what you write?
Yes. Okay. Before I haven't read any other book. I wasn't much of a reader. Yeah, that's a better statement. I wasn't much of a reader before I started writing, but after I realized writing is very draining. By the way, it's very, very draining. It's draining. So for you to have content, you have to bring in content. It's like the giggle, or is it Gijo? I don't know. Garbage in, garbage out. That's a thing. Yeah, you have to read for you to write. You can't just write because you write like, I think after like 6 articles, I was out of content. I was like, Jesus, what am I gonna do? But when you read it improves your scope and your mind kind of expands. So you start thinking the way other authors think, or the way you start seeing things in a different light. The way Sydney will describe something is not the way. Now, which other writer? I really like Sydney. Let me see. The way the writer of George R.R. will describe something. Like, I feel like different writers and different books give you a different line of thought. And then now when you sit down to write like your own thing, then you get your path. You see, so you have to read for you to write. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You guys can take any questions you have for Vivian as I ask her the last question. So, what do you think has contributed to like this thing about like us guys, millennials, Generation Z, we don't read?
Right. You see how when you start telling someone, you've not seen this movie? Yani, how haven't you seen this movie? We don't even have the same excitement when you're asking someone this book. In fact, they look at you like, please, as in, usitulete, if you're a reader, just keep it to yourself, you know. Okay, unless you're talking to like a fellow reader but you can't just talk to, you see, you get my point. So I think it's also the stigma that comes with it. Apart from like being trendy and all that, it's a lot of people like reading, or they did like reading. Some people will even put it on because we depended on books for so long, especially in high school and primary school. Now we feel the need to read, but really no, most readers don't feel like they have been pushed to read. They read out of their own, you know, they want to. But the stigma that comes with I read, I'm a reader, or I'm a writer, or I do this, or when, okay, if someone has a YouTube channel and a blog, most people are visual. They will prefer the YouTube channel to the blog because, again, the stigma. Like, I cannot sit down and read, yet I can watch it. You see? Yeah, I think that's another reason why this generation, most people don't read. Another reason could be, I think, upbringing, because if you grow up in a place where reading is not cherished or anything, definitely you tend not to read. So I think those are my 3 top reasons why we don't read. And also, books are bulky, despite them being online. Yeah.
But I also feel like our system, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but I feel like our system doesn't promote reading as reading, you know, because most of us have been taught read for exams, read for cat, read for, so we don't know how to read for nothing. So you're telling me read, I'm like, for? It has to be for something, you know. Am I reading for a job? Am I reading for, like, you tell someone your concept, I just read. It's like, you know, which I feel is so bad. Yeah. Because I feel like we don't even have that culture of like someone telling you, a lecturer telling you, you know, you guys go through these books to just tell me your ideas, to just sit down and share ideas about it. Like, it's in line with your course, it's tested, but you guys just read to grow your mind and to share these ideas. We'll be like, we're not reading for exam. I'm not reading for do things.
Like, why would I even, exactly.
Yeah, which is hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, Vivian. You can tell us, where can we find your blogs? Where can we find your content?
Okay, you can find me on Opinionated. Okay, my blog, opinionated.co.ke. Just type that on your browser. Yeah, you can find all my articles there. Yes, I also have a YouTube channel where I do book reviews also. So I've done like for maybe 4 books. Yeah, on YouTube at I am Bosibori. You can go check that out. And guys, we should read more.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Vivian. Have a good evening.
Bye. Having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was Vivian, the pioneer, I think, of Opinionated. You can go and check it out. Experiences with reading have been like, we have had a few people tell us about that. This is Adventures in Bookland, which is something that will grow to become a book club. But for now, we're just having discussions around reading. So thank you so much for joining us. Keep telling us, what do you think is affecting our reading culture as young people? Do you think we are okay? You know, Tony has told us, you know, at least we usually read notifications, we read texts, we're always reading something. It's just that we're not reading books, so we're still reading. Do you think that's the thing? Like, what do you think is affecting our reading culture? Continue to write down here. Our main discussion is going to be tomorrow on Zoom, and the poster is going to go up on this page and on my page and on some other people's pages over here. So feel free to join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. for that big discussion on Zoom to just discuss about this reading culture. Like, what's affecting our reading culture? What's making us not read? And you can continue to give me answers. Like, what do you think is making young people not read? What do you think is making you not read? Some people have told us audiobooks are boring, they're slow, they make you sleepy. So I don't know, why do you read or why don't you read? Someone told us they like reading because it makes them like be more aware. But I feel like these days, Twitter also helps us to be more aware, right? So would that be an escape for us not reading? Please feel free. I can see Marcus Monique saying the reading culture, yay. Go reading culture. Thank you, guys. Ronald is saying so enlightening. Thank you so much for joining us. We can have one more person if there's any other person who feels they want to join the live before we finish. But thank you so much for joining us. It has been a wonderful discussion. I've enjoyed it. I can see Kitome here. Kitome also writes beautifully. I've seen Doreen. All these people are authors of blogs. Doreen's is called In About 24 Hours. So you can go check them out. Please write the links to your blogs down here so that people can go to those blogs. Kat should join and talk about the book club and her audiobooks opinion. So we'll have Vivian talk about the book club she has started tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the event. In the event we're going to have, which is mainly just a discussion. We're going to have a discussion online, a bigger discussion on why we read books and why we don't read books. Bruce is saying, how can the perspective towards books change? How can that perspective towards books change? You know, how can we improve the perspective? How do you think that perspective can be improved? Before I give my opinion, Marcus Monique is saying, I read the Bible. Like Charity. There are two people who've said they read the Bible. So proud of you guys, man. There's a big announcement coming for my blog. Stay tuned. Kithome has said that. Can't wait. My network is so bad. So Vivian can't join us today, but she'll join us tomorrow. The link is going to go up again. Please feel free to join us. Yes, tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the Zoom meeting that we're going to talk about this reading culture. So to just give a short, my opinion on Bruce's question about how can the perspective towards books change, I think it starts by discussions like this. Actually talking about it, actually realizing there's a problem, actually realizing there has to be something that is affecting my attention span. Why can't I concentrate on a book for more than 2 minutes? You know, am I getting anything from Pinterest? Am I getting anything from Twitter? Anything worthwhile? You know, and starting from there, realizing there's a problem so that we can actually fix it. I think that's one of the things, but those are one of the things we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Feel free to join us also tomorrow as we continue with that discussion. Someone is saying, sip some water, Shiro. I'm sorry, guys. Whatever. Get it? Water, whatever. No? Okay. What a lame group. Get it? Water again? No? Okay. So Kitome is saying, Bruce, interesting question. Thank you. Someone is saying, John. I can't see other comments. I'm trying to see more comments. Thank you so much, guys, for joining as I keep reading through this. Kuna maji hapo kando, Shiro. Thank you. Great answer. Shiro ni mwise. Guys, thanks for that. Someone is saying Deville Ellis recommends nice books for those who enjoy reading. Thank you for that. So you can go check that out. Ellis recommends nice books if you enjoy reading. So that's it for today, guys. We're going to end this live here. If no one has more questions, if you feel like I'm cutting you off before you ask any questions, please feel free to ask. But for now, we're going to end it here. Please don't forget tomorrow, 2 p.m. The link is going to be put up. Once you see that link, feel free to join us as we have that discussion about this reading culture, as we share where we can get book clubs online so that they can help us with this reading culture, because that's one of the things we can do about it. So yes, someone is saying, what a joke. What a joke. Get that pun, what a joke. Nice one, Nina. Someone is saying African literature versus Western literature. Any thoughts? We're going to add that tomorrow in the meeting. That question. I've actually studied. So African literature versus Western literature, which one are we reading more? Where are we reading that more? Shiro kesho tutatetemesha. Thanks, guys. Shiro Wadiomo is saying something. I've read it. The African literature versus Western literature. Yes, we're going to discuss that more tomorrow because I can see the 1 hour for the live is ending now. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Please have a wonderful evening. May God bless each of you for showing up. Mbarikiwe sana.